Dreadful, and this is the Dr. Dreadful Food Lab. Makes lots
Okay,
of gross things.
let's dive back into the deep part of our brain that houses true nostalgia and talk about Dr. Dreadful's Freaky Food Lab.
Monster brains! Fruity!
But before we get to the year 1994, we need to go all the way back to 1963, which is when the Easy Bake Oven was first introduced by Keener.
Easy bake, fast as you can. Mix 'em up, pour 'em in the pan.
Later manufactured by Hasbro, this miniature oven that used incandescent lights as its heat source went on to be one of the most iconic toys of yesteryear, selling more than 16 million units.
Easy Bake by Kenner.
Now, the Easy Bake Oven was always marketed towards girls.
Me.
You know, that batter is like 30 years old.
In the 60s, and well, even up until the mid-2000s, marketing often portrayed the image of women in the kitchen as wholesome and as American as apple pie. Well, not that type of apple pie. Seeing this popularity, Mattel, a rival toy company, set its sights on their own version of an Easy Bake Oven, but for boys. If girls were baking cakes and cookies, boys could bake worms and spiders. So shortly after the release of the Easy Bake Oven, the Thing Maker, later known as Creepy Crawlers, was born.
They're squirmy and wormy and purple and green.
Similar to the Easy Bake Oven, boys would be provided with ingredients, in this case non-edible plastic goop, which would then mix together in die-cast molds and cook in an open-faced electric hot plate. The result would be plastic and sticky insects. But unlike the Easy Bake Oven, you weren't supposed to eat your gummy-like creepy crawlers. Although I'm sure that didn't stop some kids.
Ralph, are you eating your paste?
No, Miss Hoover.
Fast forward to the 1990s when a toy company, Tyco, took the idea of an Easy Bake Oven for boys and amplified the creature creation allure of creepy crawlers with real edible candy to create Dr. Dreadful's Freaky Food Lab.
Hi, Dr. Dreadful here, and this is the Dr. Dreadful Drink Lab.
The character of Dr. Dreadful was an obvious spoof of Dr. Frankenstein, and it's easy to see the inspiration of creepy crawlers.
Original concept came up as a series of simple experiments that we were using to make things change color and taking simple things from around the kitchen like citric acid and sodium bicarbonate.
These experiments were paired with Monsters and Extreme Candy, and Dr. Dreadful's Freaky Food Lab was born.
The food lab would make gummy worms, spiders, beetles, and other gross-looking insects. Later spin-offs saw Dr. Dreadful's Drink Lab, Ice Scream Lab, and Zombie Lab, where you could eat the candied brains of zombies.
This is Dr. Dreadful Food Lab.
Okay.
Right, and it's for kids 6 and up.
Oh, this is great.
And as you stir it, okay.
They're going to love this because it's like a big mess.
Now, I got one of these toys secondhand from a friend, and without the instructions, it was nearly impossible to know how to make anything.
Is that edible?
You
Since
can
it's
eat all
called-
these. Yeah, taste it.
Yeah.
It tastes really good.
Can I eat it?
Try
Yes.
it.
They're going to love this.
The ingredients were primarily just powdered sugar and gelatin. And like chemistry class, you need to mix the right elements together, often with water and in the right order.
Put a little bit of powdered brain.
Each food factory comes with special pouches to mix together to create dreadful experiments.
Oh, yes.
Much of the fun was seeing the chemistry come to life. I always remember the strawberry-flavored brains foaming in the skull, often overflowing a little bit.
The skull. Stir, stir. Look at it bubble. Look at it foam.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
Now, the actual taste of the candy was so-so. At the end of the day, it was sugar for kids. But where it both delivered and maybe disappointed if you wanted a quality dessert was the texture. It was often criticized for offering an under-coagulated and lumpy gelatin experience. But for those harsh food critics, I would say that it's a kid's toy first and a meal second. The Dr. Dreadful brand has since evolved. moving to various different toy brands over the years, most recently Spin Master, which to my knowledge still produces Dr. Dreadful's Zombie Lab.
I'm Dr. Dreadful, and this is my zombie lab.
What say you? Were you a fan of the Food Lab? Or did you stick with the Easy Bake Oven? Let us know in the comments.